Hey, how's it hanging guys, Chris here, checking out another one of those Jabber contract weapons in Star Wars Battlefront. I'll be having a deeper look at the DL-18 this time around, going over how the weapon plays out in Battlefront, and how to unlock it too. But first off, a bit of background detail to the weapon itself, and where it sits in the Star Wars universe. The DL-18 is another blaster pistol type gun featuring a long barrel, a light frame, and an over-concentrated beam. It's another product of Blast Tech Industries, and following the events of the Clone Wars, the compact DL-18 became a popular weapon amongst bounty hunters and smugglers across the galaxy, down to it being fairly inexpensive and easy to customize. Being favoured more so by elements of the underworld gives the pistol a bit of a sinister background, used more by the evil and corrupted, and by the later years of the Star Wars original trilogy timeline, the DL-18 was in wide distribution inside Jabba's palace, hence why it fits in well with the Outer Rim DLC. Some of Jabba's henchmen and his skiff guards can be seen holding the pistol, and it's the same weapon that Luke Skywalker snatched off a guard when threatening Jabba, right before he was dropped into that nasty Rancor pit in the palace. In Star Wars Battlefront, the DL-18 became a Jabber contract called Bounty Hunter 1, unlockable alongside the Outer Rim DLC. You don't need the DLC or the Season Pass in order to use it though, as it's available to everyone, but you will need to complete a few specific requirements first. So head on over to Jabba the Hutt, purchase that Bounty Hunter 1 contract, and then you'll be given the task of getting 3 blaster pistol streaks and getting 15 kills with the scout pistol, both fairly easy and straightforward. As for the first challenge, you'll need to hop into a match using pistol type weapons such as the DH-17, the DL-44 and the SE-14C, and get yourself 10 kills with that weapon. This will then count as a streak, with this 3 times in total, and you'll be able to tick off this requirement. The best thing about this challenge though is that you don't need to get 10 kills in a row to count as a single streak, just 10 kills in a match with a particular weapon, and so getting a blaster streak is pretty easy to do, as it's possible to get a streak or 2 per match if you aim for them. You should be able to manage this on most game modes, though you're more likely to get several streaks in one match in those larger battles like Walker Assault, with there being more players to shoot at. As for the second task of getting 15 kills with the Scout Pistol, just equip the Scout Pistol star card onto a loadout and kill 15 players. All the kills you get over the matches will all add up and accumulate over time without resetting. So it's just a matter of time using the Scout Pistol as much as you can to eventually get those 15 kills. I'd probably recommend playing on some of the smaller maps and game modes, as they generally have shorter sight lines, where the Scout Pistol shines the most. And at close range, providing you're on target, you'll just need to land your 2 shots to drop them quickly and easily. But if you're having a bit of trouble getting both of your shots to land, 1 shot is usually enough to take out an already wounded player in a CQC firefight. So you could always shoot them with your primary weapon first to cut down their health, and then switch to the Scout Pistol to finish them off. With both of these challenges met, you'll then complete the Bounty Hunter 1 assignment, and then you'll be able to get your hands on the highly lethal DL-18 blaster pistol. With a relatively high fire rate and a moderate damage and range, the DL-18 can be a great weapon to take to the battle, bringing along a nice balance of speed and power in those firefights. It shoots in a semi-auto mode, meaning the gun will fire whenever you tap that trigger, and with the rate of fire being on the higher side, you should be able to get out a flurry of shots in a shorter amount of time if you have a quick trigger finger. The DL-18's damage and range is quite reasonable too, even though the gun has the capability of being a fast firing weapon. Up close it'll typically kill in about 4 shots, less if the other player is already wounded. Though keeping in mind that the DL-18 is still a pistol, it'll usually take about 8 or 9 hits to kill at those far distances, making it a more useful weapon to equip in closer to medium range shootouts. Now just like the DT-12 Rhodium Blaster that also came out with Outer Rim, the DL-18 also shares the same aim down sight, where the view of the camera looks over the top of the pistol instead of through an optic. This allows you to have a clearer view of what's around, without an obstructive scope blocking out areas on the screen, and this can quite often make it seem a bit easier to stay on target when transitioning between Hipfire and ADS too. Now along with a decent fire rate and a medium amount of damage and range, the DL-18 also has a pretty good heat up rate, with it giving you about 20 shots of rapid firing before the gun will overheat. This allows for more consecutive kills before that cooldown will start to become an issue, and it also means that missing a few of your shots at a shootout won't be as problematic as other guns with a quicker heat up time. The combination of a nice damage rate, range and cooling power, combined with the ability to fire quickly, is a perfect recipe for a deadly killing machine. Providing you're fast on the trigger, the DL-18 can dominate at closer to medium ranges, and even pulls its weight beyond these distances too, making it a great well-rounded weapon for most players and most game modes. So if you enjoyed the guide, make sure you slap that like button, and be sure to subscribe for loads of other videos too. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll be seeing you in that next one.